I will literally just unplug my internet thing and plug it back in again. So, guess we'll see how it goes. Seems to be stable. Oh, chocolate! I tell you what.
Sega.
Seems to be working. There we go. So, okay. So, looks like we're on to a winner. I was asked a few days ago whether I'm happy that Rome is doing more stuff, and it's weird because CA are doing more Rome stuff. They are releasing more content for the game. Was it 5 years after it originally came out? So yeah, it's a bit weird. Very happy though when they're doing stuff like that. I think that's Caesar in the picture. I'm not sure. He is blonde, so I'm guessing it's it's going to take forever to load now. Go. Double checking if it's coming through okay. Cool. So, I think last time we were on, we were going to take on the Spartans, if I remember correctly. And that is what we will do. Cool.
Commander.
Yeah, we got Antiqua there. Is he in our family, by the way?
We hunger for battle.
Cincinnatus. Quite a famous name in Roman terms. Oh no, he's in the House of Julia. Okay. Urbanus Canis is now 23. And he is, Cool.
Ready for battle.
So I think we've got a spy on the way. For our allies here, so we should be able to move on a city or two pretty quickly. I'm gonna wait for a few turns just to see what turns up, because we're in a very stable position there. The Spartans aren't going to kick us out. And again, we're in that situation where, you know, we're not really here of our own volition. And we declared, we were dragged into a war for Apollonia that we didn't really want to be in, and all of a sudden, bang, we've got Epidaurus and Apollonia and the Spartans are at war with us, so we're going to have to take all of this. And so when people ask you, how did the Roman Empire, or Roman Republic and Empire become so big, it's really a double-edged sword of a question. One, because the Romans were ostensibly conquerors. It was into the very fabric of the being of the state that, you know, Rome was supposed to be supreme and ahead of everyone else. But then you look at the fact that, look what's happened here, and this has happened in real life all the time, in that the Romans are dragged into a small provincial conflict that escalates and gets bigger and bigger and bigger until they take over all of Greece. You know, yeah, and it happened all of the time. But the Romans weren't stupid. They sensed opportunity when it was there. So when they were dragged into conflict like this, they did take all of Greece because, hey, why the fuck not? And they gave Greece back a few times. Titus Flamininus gave it back a few times to make sure that they didn't want Greece. There was nothing in Greece for them to have. They weren't that interested. In the end, they took it just to keep peace in the region. So, depending on different parts, I mean, with Carthage, when Rome was taking on Carthage, they basically destroyed it because it needed to be destroyed. You know, Linda est Carthago and all that. Carthage must be destroyed. That's what Cato would say in the Senate a lot. And ostensibly, he was actually right. You know, that they needed. There was only space for one superpower in the Mediterranean, and Rome wanted it to be them, and they went and got rid of Carthage. And by doing that, they took over all Carthage's territory. So, you know, Rome never really set out, at least earlier on, to conquer places. They set out to survive, and they set out to maintain peace in the region so they could trade and get bigger and bigger. Now, later on in the Roman Republic and Empire, when you have armies like after the Marian reforms that we discussed last time, that are beholden to their generals, not the state, that's when you see Rome really trying to conquer places. Julius Caesar went north into Gaul because he wanted to conquer Gaul, not because he wanted to subdue tribes and keep the peace. He wanted to conquer fucking Gaul. So that's what you saw. And so, yeah, there are really two different ages to this. In the early Republic, Rome was very much an accidental conqueror, in my opinion. It was very much dragged into conflicts that it didn't necessarily want to be in. It was very much dragged into conflicts for the sake of survival rather than wanting to conquer and get more land. You know, even though the indemnities forced on the Carthaginians after the First Punic War were ridiculously harsh, and Rome basically took all of their overseas territories in the islands in the Mediterranean, it's still, you know, you can still argue, hey, they fought that war because the Carthaginians were getting too big and were threatening them rather than they wanted to conquer Carthage. So, yeah, and this is exactly what's happened here with Sparta, and this is what's going to happen in the next part, hopefully. Libo, where's Libo? Libo, good. In the world of Saga, just as an aside, I created, the Valenrethian Empire were very much a mixture of Romans, Greeks, and a bit of Persia in there as well. They're basically an amalgamation of. They were the forerunners, the big great empire that fell long before the story start in that fantasy world, and they were an amalgamation of all of those civilizations, the top civilizations of the ancient world. Because I wanted it to be recognisable, and and I know a lot about the ancient world, so it fit like a hand in glove.
We humbly request a small amount of
Fuck
gold for the
you.
coffers of Carthage.
You greedy Carthaginian twat. Get out of my office. How greedy is what man want to be, really? Oh, there was a crash there. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, that was all that. There we go. Sometimes that happens when you're going from turn to turn, I'm afraid. Doesn't happen very often. It's the first time it's happened to me in this Let's Play. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I believe firmly that Rome was an accidental conqueror. I believe the scholar Knox, if you look for Knox, I believe he is also of the mind that Rome was accidentally conquering, but he is a very modular view. So he basically thinks, yeah, they were accidental conquerors, but sometimes they were actual conquerors. Whereas I'm of the opinion that there's two very different modes and times of Roman conquest. The first one being the Republic era, where generals are beholden to the state, and the Roman army is essentially a volunteer force that needs to work the fields on the other half of the year. On that stage, Rome is very much an accidental conqueror. It is conquering because it needs to survive. It's conquering because it needs more grain. It's conquering because it needs X, Y, Z. In the imperial era, however, as in, well, the very shift from senatorial rule to imperial rule by an emperor comes because there is a shift in the Roman policy towards conquering. We go from generals and armies being beholden to the state and protecting the state to generals and armies being beholden to the general and protecting the general and his interests. And that very much spawned people like Cornelius Sulla, people like Gaius Marius, and then when they fell, people like Julius Caesar, and then when he fell, finally the people of Rome got the fucking message and said, okay, we want one-man rule now, and that's when Augustus Caesar was very clever in basically manipulating the masses into allowing him to take control of the state. He was ruling by proxy. He was ruling by just being the guy. You're just being the father of his country. Hopefully this works now. We don't need to worry about anything else going on. So if you have any questions in chat about Rome, about anything that you might want to discuss, then let me know. Generally, I thought this would be very good to...
It is a simple gift, gold, but one that many appreciate, as we are sure you will.
That's a lot of money, to be fair. Spartans must really not want to fight me. But the thing is, whenever the AI tries to buy you off, that normally means it's in trouble. So you really want to be saying no to this most of the time. But Carthage liking me is really not sitting well with me. I don't know why they like me so much. I don't know, I may let them have peace. Screw it. No. I'm Rome, bitch.
My people can only dream of wealth like yours. Can you not spare some for us?
Cool, then why not? Since he wants to give me something for it.
If you truly serve your gods, you will keep a clear mind and think carefully on what I say.
Okay, you want to be a satrapy, but you want me to pay 4 grand for it when you're surrounded by enemies? Fuck you. What was the furthest most borders
We
of the Roman
humbly
Empire?
ask for a single, modest subsidy to help our people in a dark time.
Okay, I don't want a military alliance with you. So no. I'll answer that as soon as you start the next turn. There we go. We're in the next turn. So, where did it stretch? So, at the Roman Empire's highest extent, under Trajan, in the 400s AD, 300s AD, sorry. Oh, that's gonna bug him. That is gonna not bugger me. Ooh. That is gonna bother me. Let's see when that was, because I think it was in the 400s AD. But Trajan was. Come on. Trajan. Yeah, sorry, completely wrong. Hundreds in the hundreds AD. So 117 was around about this year. So under Trajan, the Roman Empire stretched from, and I shit you not, up here, which is the border of southern Scotland to England. If you look in the bottom right, you can see where my little triangle is here. I'll just show you where I'm going. So you're up here, the northern borders of England, all the way down, and everything I'm looking at, Romans. Imagine everything inside that circle is Roman. All of Spain, all of France, all of most of Germany, all of Portugal, all the way down, all of Morocco, all of North Africa, over here, all of this, all of Tunisia. All of Tunisia was Roman. All the way down into Libya, all of the northern African states, all Roman. Egypt was Roman, all of Egypt was Roman. And all the way up, the Middle East, the Levant, Jerusalem, all of that, all Roman. Stretched a bit further on into here, under Trajan. So even the Persian states were falling to Rome at that stage. All of Asia Minor, modern day Turkey, was Roman. I'm not coming back yet because we're going further north. Over the other side of the Bosphorus was Roman. And the Red Sea, the Caspian Sea, sorry, was Roman. All this here. Then we're going all the way across. All of Greece was Roman at that stage as well. And all the way up just to here, into Gaul, into the lands of Celtic lands as well. And we're back to Britain again. So all of that, essentially in a big old ring, was Roman back in the day. Well over a quarter of the entire world's population lived and died under Roman rule at that stage, which is huge, absolutely huge. So, I hope that answers your question. So
Ready for orders.
we should probably winter. We probably shouldn't be screwing around, especially when we haven't got our spy over here yet who can have a little look at what we're doing. In fact, he's not going to be here for a little while actually, so we may as well recruit another one. Let's recruit an agent. We can't recruit any more spies, but we can recruit a champion. Recruit this guy. 'Cause champions are fucking hilarious. I don't know why I thought Trajan was in the 400s. I think there was another emperor in the 400s who was, might have been Caracalla, but I'm not really sure. Who was also Constantine. That was it. Constantine very nearly, well, he did unite the Roman Empire in its biggest extent, and since Trajan. So there you go. Yes, vast is an understatement. Yeah. I don't think it's nowhere near the biggest empire there's ever been. If you can figure out what the biggest empire there ever is, and it's not Britain, what you say. I mean the biggest continual landmass empire.
I bring word.
If you can figure out what that is, then you know. It wasn't Rome. It wasn't Rome. Peace negotiated. Okay, that's good. That's good. So we want our champion.
Anything for Rome. As you command.
All of our champions are just fucking nut jobs.
Can I aid you further?
I will do everything for Rome. They're going really annoyed. Wow, so none of these cities are defended. Good job, Sparta. Guess we'll be taking Pella. There's nothing there.
None will escape.
There's nothing there. Actually, there is some shit, you know, actually. So we'll just make some siege engines. Oh, no. Continue.
Besieging settlement. We hunger for battle. Laying siege to the settlement.
It's gonna have another sauce.
We take this settlement
The Spartans
for
aren't
Rome.
really putting up much of a fight, are they? So much for what is your profession?
Ready for
This is Sparta and all that bullshit. This is love how when you're playing as Rome, you can just be blithely arrogant and just like, yeah, fuck you, it's mine now. It's no one can stand up to you at a certain point. You steamroll the whole thing. So, Greece is going to capitulate very soon. Unless the Spartans have a fucking massive army hidden somewhere. But the thing is, if they don't control Athens, and I honestly think this is where Sparta fell down in real life as well. If Sparta doesn't control Athens in this route through the Attic and through Attica here, they can't invade anywhere because they didn't really have any fleets. The Spartans had allies who had fleets, but they didn't have fleets themselves. In the Peloponnesian War, which was fought between Sparta and Athens, and the two leagues of Greek city-states that were basically between them, that was Sparta's main disadvantage. They won the war in the end, but their main disadvantage was the fact that they had no navy. They were relying on the league that they were a part of to supply them with ships. Athens was the sea power. So yeah, and that's how it is in the game as well. If you can't make ships, there's no way of getting your troops from basically past Athens, because it grows to this huge size. It's kind of pointless.
To victory.
It's a bit of a tragedy with Greece actually, because when Alexander the Great conquered Greece for Macedon, he then conquered a vast swathe of territory, going all the way down past into Asia Minor, all of Egypt, and way into the Middle East, and eventually to India, all the way to India, where he fought armies of Indian kings, including Porus. At the Battle of Hydaspes, which is one of the most brutal battles there's ever been. And when he died, his empire was eventually shattered into several pieces, and but the genesis of all that conflict came way before that, when the Persian Empire of Darius and Xerxes, who you all know of 300 fame, invaded Greece. Eventually they were defeated at Plataea. They weren't defeated at Thermopylae. No matter what people say, the Spartans lost at Thermopylae. And the Spartans weren't the only people at Thermopylae either. The Spartans were backed by a vast contingent of Arcadians and all sorts of other Larissans, Thebans, all sorts of other troops were backing them at Thermopylae. The only difference between them is that the other troops realised the situation was lost at the end and that they'd held out for a few days, which was a heroic thing in itself, and they pulled back to basically raise more troops so that when the Persians broke through, they could be defeated later on. The Spartans decided to stay there anyway and fight to their death. Now, the Spartan losses there amounted to nothing. It achieved nothing. It just achieved nothing tactically. Mentally, however, it did galvanise a lot of people into saying, well, if they can do that, there's the example, what less can we do, basically. And again, the Persians were defeated in their wars with Greece, with the United Greek City-State at the Battle of Plataea, and that's when, eventually, things start to wind down. But the Persians were in Greece for a long time before that. They'd fought at... sorry, 1 second. There we go. I'm not unzipping my pants. That was me putting my microphone down on my headset. So, they originally landed at Marathon years before that and were beaten back by the Athenians. And since that defeat, the Persians wanted revenge, and eventually they did get it. When they beat the Spartans and everyone else at Thermopylae, they burnt Athens. Which, you know, irony of ironies, considering what happened in later centuries. But when the Persians were eventually defeated, wealth flowed into Greece, absolutely saturated Greece as a victor of those wars. Okay? Now, that is the catalyst for a war between the League of Sparta, that Sparta basically ran, and the League of Athens. I don't know the names of the leagues, I can't remember them off the top of my head. But they went to war over basically the spoils of war, the riches that were shared around after the Persian defeat. And Athens was eventually beaten and its walls were torn down. But there was no real victor in the Peloponnesian War. It was a long, bloody stalemate. A long, bloody, disappointing, frustrating, petty stalemate that dragged on for ages, and the Spartans won essentially by proxy. You know, they didn't win one great battle and then go to tear down the Athenian wall. It was just the Athenians grew more tired of it than the Spartans were. And that was essentially it. There was a play, I think it's called, it's not the Wasps, it's something else. There is a play by, I think it's either Themistocles or Sophocles. But the play is essentially about Athenian women and getting all the women of Greece together to stop having sex with their men until they declared peace in the Peloponnesian War. That's how annoyed people were that it was still going on. Now, by the end of that conflict, Greece was ripe for conquest, because it was shattered, it was broken. And no matter what Sparta thought that might have been their greatest day of triumph, it actually wasn't. They were a spent force at that point. And eventually, they were conquered by none other than... you guessed it. So... and again, the Romans didn't conquer it because they wanted it, they conquered it because they had to, because these fucking idiots over here would not stop fighting each other and causing loads of bloody trouble. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Asia Minor is quite interesting like that. I think the more interesting place in the world is probably the Middle East, considering the sheer amount of blood that's been spilt there for stupid reasons. The only real good reasons for fighting there that I've ever been able to think of is the Hittite Empire, which predated all of this, marching down to fight the Egyptian Empire, which again predated all of this, in the Middle East. That was their battleground in Lebanon, between the two empires. And of course, since then you've got, you know, Rome coming into the region. After that you got the successors coming into the region of Alexander. Well, no, let's do it chronologically. So you got Egypt and the Hittites fighting in the Middle East. You got Alexander the Great coming down here and fighting in the Middle East to take over Persia. You have the successors in Egypt and the new Seleucid kingdom fighting in the Middle East. That's the land between them. Then you've got Rome coming over and conquering everywhere, fighting in the Middle East when the Jews wouldn't calm down. Okay? Then you've got the Crusades coming over here, fighting in the Middle East for generations upon generations, centuries upon centuries. Then you've got the Crusader kingdoms down here, fighting in the Middle East. You know? And finally, when all that calms down, we have a long period of peace. Relative peace. When, you know, there's a few wars going on here and there, but nothing really bad goes on. And then the Britons come in and go, oh, well, we're going to do Israel now, so fuck everyone else, we're going to do Israel now. Then everyone fights in the Middle East. And then, you know, America fights in the Middle East, and then, oh, fuck me. You know? So when George Bush said we're going to do a crusade, you can probably understand why everyone was fucking cringing, especially if they have any sort of background in history. We were like, oh no, don't say that.
Lay siege to the settlement! We take this settlement for Rome! Ready for battle.
But you're alright. Oh, the Mongols were also in the Middle East. So, the Mongols were also in the Middle East. They were fucking everywhere, the Mongols. They went all the way up to Venice, the Mongols. And they only turned round because the Khan died, not Genghis. And so they needed to vote on a new one. So all the generals turned round and went back to Mongolia to vote. History turns on very strange circumstances.
We are a mighty people, well versed in the uses of wealth and power. And so we love gold.
You have no land, so no. No, don't think so.
The spirits have noticed that our treasure stores are wanting. Can you help with this small matter?
Non-aggression pact with a bunch of sweaty Vikings who aren't even Vikings yet. No, thank you. Kayla Turda. I do love that name. The Ludi Romani is going on again. Oh, lovely.
For death and honor! Besieging settlement! How can I serve Rome? The enemy must never rest.
I think he's going to assault the garrison. Don't know what that means though.
I have failed Rome.
Oh, mate. Not so tragic. I have failed Rome. It'll be alright, don't worry about it. Got loads of money coming in.
A token, perhaps a modest gift of coin, would have my people see you in a new light.
See, the Britons are being dicks as well. No. No.
One sacrifice is
No. Bloody Athens, they want to know me now. I've been trying to be friends with them since the start of the game, and they've been, no trade for you, Roman scum. And now, the minute I'm right on the doorstep, they're like, oh, actually, yes,
Your people, although they do not know it yet, will find our merchandise most wondrous. Why deny them?
I love that. Come to my carpet shop, I have the finest carpets for you. Sorry, that was blithely racist, but I thought it was quite funny.
We ask only a little. Turn your mighty fist against this most annoying of foes.
It's a spicy meatball. Okay. Satan unrest in my shit. Bastard.
For Rome!
Yeah, I'm gonna do this now. Let's fight this. I think it's where all Sparta's armies are, so... Cool. So I'll start some deployment. So what, I saw one of these when I was in Cyprus, actually. One of these theatres. Yeah. It looked out over the sea as well. So, can we get in that way? I think we can, can't we? Can we deploy up there? Oh no, we can't get in that way. Okay. Okay, this may be problematic. Because we can either deploy here, which I probably will do with some ladders. And the other ladders can go over here. One. Two. Do you know what? The rest of it's cavalry, so I'm just gonna fucking go for it. I mean, yeah.
Happy to serve Rome! At speed! As you command! Advance at speed! Ready and waiting! Double time!
Okay. Over here. You guys take on this wall. See how the Spartans aren't holding onto walls, shall we?
Nothing fancy today! Just kill the buggers! Only cowards will stay and die in this thing! Now, get ready!
Okay. Quite a big old city, isn't it? Jesus. Oh shit, what's all this? Is there a fucking army over here? There is, isn't there? Oh, bollocks. I can't see what's on the beach. And there's lots of fucking... there's lots of empty ships that do not belong to me. Send the cavalry over there to scout it out.
Quickly now! Advance at speed!
Oh shit. Oh, hang on, actually. They're only peltasts. Send other bits of cavalry over here.
Equities!
That was to devastate these.
Equities!
Charge down there. There you go.
Equities! To for glory!
Okay, they should be up the ladder by now. Oh shit, no.
Legionaries! Hack them down!
Get up the fucking ladders. Get up the fucking ladders. Christ. You lot, get up the ladders.
To a man!
Go. Fuck my life. Come on.
Legionaries! Charge!
Standing there taking fire like a bunch of fucking nonsense. I swear they only climb this ladder when I look at them. And these are Helot javelin men. This basically means the Spartans kept slaves. They had an entire slave class because they only wanted their men to basically be soldiers. That was their only vocation, really. Oh shit! They're boiling oil on their own men. Assholes. Bollocks. Right, get the fuck up there. Okay. Doing quite well on this wall, though.
Soldiers! Give them a taste of steel! Stop screeching like a cheap
There we go, we should be right now. At least on that side of the bloody battlefield. Yeah, the Spartans, that's why I don't like 300. Like, they get far too much credit. It's like, oh, look how brave they are. Spartans were fucking arseholes. Spartans were absolute fucking arseholes to everyone in Greece. You know. I mean, they didn't turn up to the Battle of Marathon. The only reason it was a huge victory for Athens because the Spartans didn't fucking turn up. Officially, they were saying, oh, well, you know, it was a religious holiday and, you know, we can't march with, you know, blah, blah. But really, it was up in the air. No one thought Athens were going to win. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely no one thought Athens were going to win. You know. Yeah, so the Spartans were fucking assholes. They really were. That ladder is not going to last much longer. They're losing now as well, good. Forcing those off there though. In fact, we're falling off. Look at this. They're just poking us off the ladder, that's really funny. Cheeky bastards. I'm gonna have my general go over there and start, yeah, generally being a douche.
Everyone is scared! Don't worry! Fight! Advance at speed! Forward! Engage! Ready! For the gods!
For the gods.
General! On your feet!
Joel, get off your mount and get up there and help him. That's it. General's getting off his mount. Fucking get in there. He actually got off the horse and now they're running in. Gonna show him how it's done. In he goes, there he goes, look! He getting stuck in! Go on, son. Fucking make him have it. Fucking make him have it. There he is. He's in. He got in there though. To be fair to him, he got in there. Fucking hell, it's gonna take a while. Okay, it's you guys just run through there, if you will. That's it. Smash 'em. These are breaking now, which is good.
Any infantry at your command.
Why it's slowing down so much? Oh, because everyone's bunched up here. Look at that. This is why it's slowing down. Look at the state of that. Look at this. We literally can't move. This is the problem with Greeks, though. They just stand there and they fight in a big fucking block. So there we go. They're dead now.
For glory!
Fucking hell. No wonder no one fought Sparta. They probably died of fucking boredom before we even got anywhere near the... Jesus. Okay. Let's stop the lag and get over here somewhere. In fact, let's just fucking come over here and just let's line up there. Christ. Captured the gates. Good, good. Excellent. That should be it. We should be fine now. Frame rate should be fine now.
Getting a touch uncivilized.
My dudes are fucking knackered. These poor guys. I've run over that wall over there. Went all the way down the other end of the city to get involved in a fight that then ends. Now they're running all the way back again to... Come on. We shall get there eventually. There we go, there they are. Oh, fuck, there's a load there. Okay, let's get down there quick. They're fresh as well, fucking hell. Here we go. Do you hear that? Who gave that man permission to die? Almost went fucking pegging it down the stairs. Fucking run! Fuck him! Fucking kill him! Got my cavalry coming in from behind. That should be a resounding victoire. This is how long fucking hoplites stay in the fight for. It's really boring. It's really fucking boring. They don't really chomp into our forces either. We just sit there fighting each other. There we go, this should do the trick. Even more Roman troops coming down, down the stairs. And slam. There we go. There we go. Fuck me. Christ, Sparta, you're a boring lot. Jesus Christ.
Is that all? Ready for battle.
Nice. So we've got Pella, which is good. Pella is one of those cities that's either really small nowadays or it doesn't exist anymore. I don't think it actually exists, if I'm being honest. Why am I doing that? Let's check. Let's see. Pella. Yeah, it's a ruin. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. There we go. It's now an archaeological site. There we go. So, it's an ancient city located in central Macedonia, Greece, best known as the historical capital of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon, in the time of Alexander the Great. On the site of the ancient city is the Archaeological Museum of Pella. There you go. So it's got a museum. That's pretty much what it's got nowadays.
How can I serve Rome?
Can do some more subversion for me.
Fear is a powerful weapon.
Come on. Yeah.
The gods honor me with success. Mars be praised.
At your service, swift and silent, a shadow among shadows. Is there nothing else?
Is there nothing else?
At your command.
Oh, lots of people have got things to... Nice. Hello, Analicus. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't think any of the beta patch may be in this one because this is a modded game, or that might be the reason why it crashed before when I was going between turns. It might be because the beta patch has been uploaded, so it's now not playing ball with some of my mods. I've not really noticed anything because I modded the game to the point where it was nearly wasn't unrecognisable, but it was certainly playing a lot better than the original. So, what have they added so far? Have they said? So I know the new game is coming out at the end of this month, 30th, because it's my payday. Yes! So I'll be getting it on my payday. No. This is my patch. No, the portraits look a lot better than they do in the original game. Then they look like actual people. So we'll be going for Sparta pretty soon. I think I can now... No, Regulus. Where the fuck's Regulus then? Where's he gone? There he is. He's chilling out in Spain. That's what he's doing. He's chilling out in Spain. Anyone looking forward to the new game coming out? What are your expectations? It's actually based on one of my favourite periods of Roman history, the crisis of the 3rd century, because that's essentially when all shit hit the fan and emperors sprung up everywhere. Essentially, a dynasty died out, and yes, claimants came from all over the place.
That our treasure stores are...
Piss off.
My people can only...
Piss off.
My master prays that you see opportunity in this conflict, and that you will aid us.
Cool.
Our struggle will end.
Double check something. Oh, nice. So how would you say it changes the politics from now on? Because politics in this one may have changed a little bit, I'm not too sure. But, so, let me just do this. Boom, boom. What's he been doing? What has this man been doing? A distant member of the family is said to have a pet eagle. The bird came to... Oh, that's fine, yeah. Adopt him. Whatever. So, everything's going well. I used to like it in the old games. How you had 3 Roman factions and you always knew you were going to fight the other 2 Roman factions, including the senatorial faction, which was actually a 4th one. And you went and conquered an area of the world, and you actually felt like a returning conquering general when you came back to try and take Rome. You know, it really did get across that, you know, the feeling of being a Roman general. I don't think this game does that, really. It does now, because I've got the 12 turns per year mod on, so we're seeing this guy, Spurius Norbanus Canis, become this fucking Alexander the Great, a Roman Alexander the Great. But, yeah, you know. Oh, that's really cool. So they're making it a bit more like Rome 1 then. That's really cool. I like that. So you can actually talk to people within your own faction and change the way everything works. That's cool. 'Cause that generally did happen in the 3rd century, in the Crisis of the 3rd century. The Crisis of the 3rd century came about when Severus Alexander, or Alexander Severus, was killed by his own troops. And in that time, I believe, in the Crisis of the 3rd century, around 26 to 30 people claimed the Roman throne, the throne of the Roman Emperor in that time. So just to give you some sort of semblance of how fucking chaotic it's going to be when you're playing in the 3rd century, it's such a clever time period for them to select to do, because it's going to be an absolute shit show. It's going to be so fucking manic. But hey, I love it. I think it's really clever. Really, really clever. What about Rome? Can we build anything there? Yeah. Up here? Just realised I've been spending money, so... Okay. There we go. That should get us a lot more money. Who is this Cursor bloke? I don't know who he is or where he is. There he is, because he's in the back end of fucking nowhere in Gaul, that's why. There we go, there we go.
We hunger for battle.
Oh, champion against champion. Look at that. They're going to duel. If he killed my champion, I swear to God.
We are much alike, and
He's wounded. Tried to kill him with a hail of arrows. What a fucking coward. Typical Spartan. Right, that's it. See how they plunder when there's a big fucking Roman legion coming straight at them. Arseholes. But I'm looking forward to it, and we will be doing it on the channel as well. As soon as it drops, we'll be doing it on the channel. So...
It is a simple gift.
No,
Gold.
go away. There you go, go away. You wounded my champion.
Are you honest?
What I ask is such a little thing, an inconsequential thing, that I almost hesitate to mention the amount.
No. Eventually I'm going to fight you, Carthage, so... Yeah. The Spartans are very like that on this game. Look at this, there's no one there. There's absolutely no one there. Stab to the face. Get on the ground. I'm very disappointed. I thought the Spartans were really ready to go. I thought they were really good, but apparently not. Apparently they're just little bitches. Which they were in real history, to be fair, so it doesn't really... Well, there's no one even in Sparta. Fuck's sake. Come on, lads. You know what the score is?
At your service.
Ready for orders.
One thing I always disliked with Total War is how often your generals die. Especially with Roman games, I think there should be a definite...
One sacrifice is needed.
It should be an absolutely definite way of creating a general who really pushes the envelope and becomes really powerful. As an avatar in the game.
We have simple needs.
You're just going to keep doing this, aren't you? We have simple needs. Low civil war chance. There is now a low chance of a civil war breaking out each turn. Fuck off. Don't start with this shit. I get what you mean. Like, in the old game, the civil war happened very naturally. And it happened because you'd all grown really powerful and now we're now fighting over the throne. Whereas in this game, low civil war chance. And just randomly just fucking butt fucks you. Says, oh no, we're having civil war now. So, God. Anyway, let's take Sparta. I don't care if I'm trespassing in Athens. Let them read a fucking book or something.
Before Rome.
Let's do this. It's Sparta. I have to. Let's fuck them up once and for all. Look how vet this legion is. Look how fucking balls deep that legion is. It's amazing. We've had them from the start of the game. We trained them up to the B. Wait a minute. Are they going to be on a fucking hill? I bet they are. Fucking bet they are.
In service to Rome.
Fucking Spartans, honestly. Honest to God. There we go. Well, they're trying to come onto a hill. Send our cav out then.
legionaries!
They should be pretty dead. Run down here. There we go.
Riders, advance! Billings! Legionaries! Charge! Quickly now! Engage! Fight your way through!
Nope.
Legionary cavalry! Advance!
Oh, look at the state of this. Spears everywhere. Sorry, not spear, pilum. Pilums everywhere.
Legionary cavalry!
Pilums everywhere, mate. Got him.
Ready for orders.
Okay, so get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Cool. The Spartans have this little bit over here, which we don't want. So may as well offer them peace now. Sparta.
You have my attention. Speak, and try to do it well, for diplomacy is always boring when done badly.
Oh, you would accept that, would you? Let's demand more then. Oh, you haven't got it. Okay, cool.
You
Got
don't
it.
have a little Greek blood, do you, by any chance? Your proposal here is ripe with intelligence.
Fucking Greeks. Yeah, as I was saying in the talk earlier on, the Spartans, very respectable as warriors, but arseholes in the ancient world. They kept a sect of their community were called Helots, because the Spartans invaded the place where Sparta is now, and basically took it over and forced the local people there into slavery. And they were outnumbered something like 8-1 by the slaves. And so they always lived in paranoia of people outside and within. Because the Spartans were always at war. They were never not at war. Even in their own city. Because they saw themselves as foreign occupiers in this city. All the time. And so, quite on one night of the year, young Spartan men would go out, and their task was to kill a helot. Anyone, man, woman, or child, to kill a helot and get away with it, essentially. And if they were caught, they were badly beaten. But they weren't beaten because they were they were killing a helot. They were beaten because they were caught. So the Spartans were a brutal, nasty people. And whoever says they were honourable, this, that, or the other, I've been watching too many fucking movies, to be honest with you. It just is what it is. They were assholes back then, and that's how it was. They had an aura of invincibility around them. But when they actually came to a fight at Marathon, they didn't turn up. And then when they did turn up at Thermopylae, they sacrificed themselves for nothing and died. They were a very good army. They were it was a weird utopian city-state of soldiers who generally went around calling their own people the Helots. That kind of thing. Spartacus wasn't from Sparta. Spartacus was from Thrace, which is up here somewhere. He was from this area up here. So he was a Thracian. Was Spartacus. He's called Spartacus because the Romans, being clueless xenophobes, were like, oh, he's from around Sparta, we'll just call him Spartacus. And that was pretty much it. So he wasn't even a Greek, really. Just a normal dude with extraordinary powers. So if you didn't know, Analicus, we do history talks on the channel. So this is one of them. It's going to finish in a second though, because I need to get to bed at some point. But the next one will be tomorrow. So for whoever's been watching, if you enjoyed it, then follow the channel or subscribe if you really like me. And then I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do this all again. I think tomorrow's plan, we've got what we wanted in Greece, so we're probably going to go for Athens next because they're annoying me. Just by being Athenians and writing all the time and thinking about the sky, it's annoying me. So we're probably going to do that. And then we're probably going to push into the Near East because I want to provoke a big massive war with the Egyptians, and that'll probably wrap up the campaign, because if we don't have a civil war, then that'll be the end of it. Well, I know, Analicus, I did ancient history at Durham University. That was my degree is in ancient history, and my dissertation was in ancient warfare. So it's a good game for me to be playing. Get to stretch the old muscles that I haven't stretched in quite some time. So yeah. But thank you for watching, guys. Next week we're going to go into Asia Minor. We're going to go against the Galatians, who were known in ancient history as the swordsman state. They were a state of incredibly good swordsmen. And I think they still are in this game as well. But they are actually allied to Egypt, so we're going to try and provoke Egypt into a fight. Once we're nice and stable. We are already stable, we want to build up some funds first, so we'll probably go for Ephesus first, as a bridgehead, and then from there on we go into Asia Minor. So it should be a really big episode, next episode, where everything's going to kick off. As I was saying before, one thing we have done that isn't right to history, I was originally planning to take you through the Punic Wars. I know I promised before I went away to Cyprus that I would be doing the Punic Wars as their own video, but as you can see, we're very good friends with Carthage. Don't ask me how this happened. We're very good friends with Carthage, and we're very good friends with No the Carthago. Again, don't ask me how it happened, it just happened. Yes. So, what I will do is I'll be doing a retelling of the First and Second Punic Wars. So we'll be doing the First and Second Punic Wars, and of course the Battle of Lake Trasimene, the Battle of the River Trebia, the Battle of Cannae, and the Battle of Zama, which were the 4 major battles of Hannibal's career. And I'll probably be doing that as a stream. I'm not going to do it as a big video with all sorts of your wacky shenanigans and editing and stuff. I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to play some battles, I'm going to set the battles up as they were, and me and Steady, or me and somebody else, me and a viewer, if you guys want to do it, me and a subscriber, will go at it and we'll do the video together. You guys won't need to talk, just don't worry about that. I'll do it myself, and I'll just, we'll do it through chat. But anyway, there'll be more news about that tomorrow when we do our next part in the campaign, so I'll see you then. I'll see you later.